Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Rigetti stock sitting at 20.94, headed to 25. In my opinion, this is going to hit 25. I gave you my price targets. I've been telling you guys a lot of these stocks love to come up to 25, SoundHound, Serve Robotics, and then they come on down. At this point, we're looking for the big breakout above 21.50. If we can hold above 21.50, I don't know why 21.42 here. I don't know why that's the level that we need to break out above to go higher, but I've seen this already with Mara stock here. Mara stock hit a high of 21.50 and then it came all the way down to 15. Isn't that funny? These nice round psychological numbers. I don't know why that is, why these stocks love to do this. They love to tease 21.50 and then eventually, finally, they break out and go higher, which would send this to 25 in my opinion. I'm liking this. I think long term, quantum stocks are going to do what they've been doing since inception, which is they're going to climb higher over the long term. Over the long term. If you're holding long term, there's a lot of money to be made. I'm talking 10, 20 years. If you don't got that kind of time, obviously you're going to be looking more so for the swing trades, looking to take that 100%er. Right now, though, you're really buying you're paying quite the premium to own the stock. That's how you have to think of it. I know people don't like thinking of stocks. Stocks are you're buying a company. When you're buying a stock, you're buying a company. You're buying a portion, a very tiny portion, but regardless of the tiny portion. And when you're paying a premium to own the stock, I can measure that for you. So I don't think it's a buy right now. It'll be a buy in the future when it comes down. But right now, this is the moving average, right? We know what an average is. It's the average. It speaks for itself. Boom, let's measure it. You are paying 60% premium to own the stock. So when you buy Rigetti stock here near a top, by the way, a previous top, let's see if we can break above it, you are paying 60% above the average. That's like going to Domino's or going to Giordano's or whatever your favorite pizzeria is, and being like, hey, I don't want to pay $45 for a deep dish. I want to pay 60% on top of that 45. I want to pay a little more. I want to pay more. I'm willing to pay a premium. That would be silly, right? That's like buying your groceries on Amazon or Walmart, wherever you buy them on, and being like, I want to pay 60% premium. I want to pay more for my groceries, right? That doesn't make sense. But only in the stock market do people see a stock 60% away from the average. Only in the stock market do people go, oh, I want to pay more for the stock. Woohoo, I can't wait to possibly get bagged or not get bagged. But I'm telling you right now, people get bagged all the time because they chase at highs. And right now it's at a high. I do believe, regardless, it will break above 20 and go to 25. That was my price target, 25. After we get around 25, then I'll readjust and see what my next price target is for this stock. I do believe Rigetti, along with IonQ and the many other along with the many other quantum stocks, we will see them surge over time to 25, 30, 40, 50, and so on. I don't see how. We're still early. We're still just getting started. There aren't quantum, machines everywhere. Let me just show you the quantum ETF, QTUM. The quantum ETF is for people who don't want to pick a particular company, right? You buy the quantum ETF because you don't want to, choose between IonQ or Rigetti. And if you are going to buy IonQ and Rigetti and a bit of each of the quantum stocks, then at that point just buy the ETF. So I'm showing you the ETF because the ETF just broke out to a new high, right? And on the yearly time frame, quantum as a whole just continues to climb higher. In the past, since 2018, it's only had 2 red years, and those 2 red years were nothing more than a dip buying opportunity. So you zoom out on the chart and you see right away, like this thing just keeps going higher and higher over the long term. But you get these dips, right? You get these dips to the average, and that's when you want to buy, because you always want to buy at a discount, especially if you're holding long term. So here you get a 17% discount until it comes back to the purple line. Right now you're not getting a discount on quantum stocks as a whole. So you use the quantum ETF as a measuring tool. You use it as a measuring tool. Like, okay, where is quantum sector as a whole? Oh, it's not, it's not at a discount right now. It's not at the average. It's, it's way above the average. And you have in the stock market, if you want to make the most money, it's really simple. Buy at the average. And never pay a premium for it. You don't want to be going to McDonald's and they tell you, oh, by the way, today's prices are 20% more expensive, but if you come back tomorrow, you might get it at a 10% discount. Well, the people who bought nuggets at 20% more expensive, well, whatever. I guess they want to pay. I guess they're really desperate for those nuggets. Whereas I'll just wait till tomorrow and even get a 10% discount. I could just jump into a trash bag and maybe find some in there, I guess, and save money. But jokes aside, you get the point. It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. Most people go into the markets with the wrong mindset. They go into the markets with, I want to get rich quick. Whether you're holding quantum stocks long term or short term, the strategy stays the same. You want to buy when it's at the average. You never want to pay a premium on top. And that way, when you buy at the average and it surges back to new highs, you make way more than the people who just keep dollar cost averaging. Because people who dollar cost average week to week or month to month, I mean, they're just buying here, 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 here. Whereas you are buying very strategically at a line in the sand at the average. And then when it surges to that premium, you can sell it to, the dollar cost averagers. You can sell it to the suckers that chase tops, and you make out like a bandit. It's that simple. But do you have the patience? Most people don't have the patience. They don't have that mindset. Again, people go into the stock market to get rich quick. Rigetti stock, I have a good story for you. There was a girl that joined my Discord, patreon.com/shadesandtrades if you want to join for alerts. She joined my Discord around this time here, and look what happened. You see what happened here? We got a massive, massive gap down. And this stock dropped nearly 50%. This girl put in 600K up here at the top. Then it dropped 50% on her. She took the loss. She's probably kicking herself right now because she's like, oh, if I had held for almost the entire year, I could have gotten my bag out and I'd still have my 600K account. Now, as you can imagine, when someone takes a 300K plus loss, they become very desperate. Because now now they want to make back what they lost. So it just kind of went down. She just spiraled downhill after that. Either way, the point is, it's a good cautionary tale. You never know when this thing might decide to drop 50%. And if you go all in, guess what happens? Well, you better hope that it does come back up. Because if it doesn't, you're destroyed. Now, thankfully, because the quantum sector is relatively new compared to, semiconductors and all the other sectors that are out there, and people are still sleeping on this, over time, it will continue to surge. And I give RGTI a short-term price target of 25, a long-term price target of 100. That's holding 10, 20 years. I know people hear 10, 20 years and they're like, oh, screw that. I want the next 1,000%er. They want to turn 20K into 200K fast, basically, is what it comes down to. Which, if it was that easy, we'd all do it. Why do we even have finance YouTubers? Why is there even why are people even working jobs if clearly it's so easy to make 1,000x? I'm never going to promise 1,000x. I'll promise you 50 to 100% return on swing trades where you have to sit on the position sometimes for months, but that's about it. I'm not going to make these ridiculous promises of 1,000x. Anyone who says 1,000x probably selling you a bridge at that point. So that's about it. Those are my thoughts on Rigetti. I would be very cautious up here. I would wait at least for the 50 EMA. That's where buyers are showing up. You can see as it's been trending to the upside, what has been happening. It pulls back to this white line, which acts as support, runs higher, pulls back, higher, pulls back, rinse and repeat. So I would wait for the 50 at minimum if you want to get a decent discount. If you want the maximum discount, wait for the purple line. But just take note, it rarely comes down to that purple line, right? Look at this. The last time it came down to the purple line was April 7th. We have not touched it since then because the trend is so strong. So the next best thing you can do is buy at that white line. And you'll still get a nice discount. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. It's up to you whether you want to wait for Mr. White Line or Mr. Purple Line. Either way, the money is there to be made if you have the patience and discipline. Anything AI, quantum robotics, I think long term will be a winner. That is it for the video. I do not hold shares of Rigetti. Again, I'm going to wait for my signal. Patreon.com/trades if you want to get the free, not the free alerts.